Welcome back, everyone. Ready for another deep dive. Today, we're heading into the world of Pashto poetry. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the works of Abdul Hamid Baba.
Sounds fascinating.
It is. He's not quite as well known as, say, Rahman Baba, but by the end of this, I think you'll agree, his poetry is really something special. I mean, it's still powerful centuries later, and there's a reason for that. Before we jump in, I should introduce myself.
And me. I'm the expert for this deep dive.
So to get us started, Pashto poetry, it's a pretty rich tradition, right? It goes back centuries.
Absolutely. And it gives us a really unique window into Pasha culture, history, all of that.
Exactly. And we're focusing on this poet, Abdul Hamid Baba, who lived from 1660 to 1732.
Okay.
What I find so interesting is that he was a contemporary of Rahman Baba, the big name everyone thinks of with Pashto poetry. But Abdul Hamid Baba really went in a different direction with his style.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, Rahman Baba, he was very much into the philosophical, mystical side of things. And Abdul Hamid Baba, well, he took a different path. Much more lyrical in his approach. And his themes, very personal, love, beauty, and this awareness of how fleeting life is, that kind of thing.
So when you say lyrical, what does that actually mean in terms of his poetry? What makes it stand out?
Well, let's look at one of his verses, get a feel for it. This one, I think, captures it well. The world is a caravanserai where we all stay for a night, then we depart in the morning, leaving behind all delight. And just to clarify, a caravanserai, it's basically a roadside inn, a place travelers would stop and rest.
Okay, yeah.
So he's using this image, right, to really highlight how temporary life is.
Wow. Yeah, that's powerful. And it's such a simple image, too. I mean, we all get that, this idea of a temporary stop on a journey.
Exactly. And notice the language, too. Simple, but it evokes this melancholy.
Yeah,
But also a kind of acceptance, wouldn't you say?
definitely. It's almost like he's saying, hey, enjoy the beauty of the moment because it's not going to last. Using the caravanserai as this metaphor for life. I love that.
So right.
Such a relatable image. I mean, centuries later, it still works.
Absolutely, because he's tapping into these universal human experiences, right? The things we all deal with no matter when we live. And he does it in this way that's both profound, but also really accessible.
It is.
There's another verse that comes to mind, too, shows his style. It goes, "Your love has wounded my heart like a rose with its thorn, but even in pain, your beauty, I find, makes life's journey adorn."
Ooh, that image of the rose. It's beautiful, but it's got that sharp edge to it, too. Like, yeah, love can hurt.
Right, and that duality is what makes it so powerful, I think.
Exactly.
He's not pretending it's all sunshine and roses, literally. He's acknowledging the complexities.
Yeah, and what strikes me is that he doesn't get stuck in the negative. Like, there's this resilience. He's finding beauty even in the pain, in the thorn.
Right, and I think that's a big part of why his work has lasted, because it speaks to this need we have as humans, right, to find meaning and beauty even when things are tough.
Totally.
And that balance, I think, is something you see less of in Rahman Baba. Rahman Baba's work is more, I'd say, focused on the spiritual, less on these really tangible, earthly experiences that Abdul Hamid Baba captures so beautifully.
It's amazing. We're talking about a poet who lived over 300 years ago, but these themes, they're timeless. They go beyond culture, beyond any specific time period.
Yeah.
So for our listener who's just now getting a taste of this, what would you say is the main takeaway about Abdul Hamid Baba?
I think Abdul Hamid Baba, he gives us this incredible glimpse, not just into Pashto poetry, but into the human experience itself, And he reminds us really of how powerful language can be, how it can capture those